Hopefully this is working. I think I tend to need to fix my audio volume. Um, is the volume correct for everyone? I can't even remember every time I can't. A little quiet as usual. Yeah. Okay. I always forget where or how I'm supposed to fix my volume. Um, no, not a game open. Just um, just me trying to figure out how to fix some of the things. Sorry for the small technical delay, as I always seem to not find where to adjust my microphone volume because Windows is weird. No, that's not. Well, anyway, let's just see. Oh, there it is, volume mixer, I think. No, not input. This should be the input device. I don't know if that makes any difference. Well, anyway, hello everybody. Um, how is everyone doing? We have uh, a special live stream for you today, because we are going to be um, doing um, sorry, started to hear myself because I switched the volume thing. We are going to be doing a different kind of live stream where I will be um, in the background a bit, and Destiny Gray will be the one driving the live stream this time, and we'll also be having a few guests. Adrian and Andy from the UI and UX team, as well as Tim from the Forge development team, and we'll be showing off some of the stuff that we've been working on. And as maybe it's noticeable, maybe not, I have been sick for a couple of weeks and my nose is completely stuffed. And so I think it's just going to be better to have someone else driving the live stream today. Um, and I think that it will also allow us, moving forward, to have a bit more frequent live streams if we want to. That doesn't necessarily depend on my availability and things like that. And so we'll see how this goes, but I believe that we'll have a great live stream today with a lot of really cool stuff that we'll be showcasing. And let me just switch to our Twitch stream here, and Destiny is going to be talking. Let me just unmute my live stream here. So there, see, there's the team. Say hi to the team. Hello. All right.
You
Um,
can't see me, but I'm waving live stream.
all right. Destiny is waving. If you want to share
Yep.
your screen, Destiny, and start the presentation.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So, as you all should be able to see here, and as you all might recall from a few previous blog posts, including a very exciting one today, the Forge was at Gamma. Gamma is a board game and tabletop game industry convention. It is focused on board game designers, TTRPG writers and designers, and producers, publishers, just all sorts of interesting folk from around the industry. It's always exciting. You always get to learn new things and always get to try just the most novel stuff that you're so excited to see either on Kickstarter or hitting store shelves in a few months or even years because board games work a little strangely. Um, you'll see here that we actually have a few pictures from Gamma. Apologies for not having more, but we're terrible about taking pictures. This is us at the sign. You can see Anthony to the left there, and that's me to the right. Um, you can see they're handing out MTG lookalike cards promoting the upcoming new Gamma Expo location at Baltimore. They're moving from Louisville to Baltimore. Should be interesting. Every year, you can see that the Warhammer 40K folks bring out a giant statue and just kind of dab over all the other exhibits in the convention hall. It's very exciting, and what makes it really interesting is that they have an entire just expo hall dedicated to promoting items not for you to buy necessarily, though some of them do sell stuff, but for also for you to stock on your store shelves. So you get a kind of nice industry feel where you get to talk directly to the designers and hash out complicated information that doesn't always come up when you're at a standard board game convention. It's really fun. We got to see Root and their TTRPG work, which was very cool. And we even got to playtest a few games. You'll see here this was a fun diving game where you kind of have to chance diving to like beat your friends. There was this fun robot combat game that was being playtested but has actually been published. It's being picked up and it'll be published in a few months. This is me kicking Anthony's butt in the game, and yeah, Root is great. I actually recently I've played it online a few times, and me and a buddy recently picked it up and played it for the first time. And it's Gamma is kind of its own reward, but we did go there with a certain explicit goal, a goal that we have ended up announcing last night. And with that, I think I'm going to pass it over to Eunice to talk about and more formally announce.
All right. Thank you. Let me switch back to my monitor. There you go. And I'm back. All right. And so we actually posted on our blog uh, yesterday or this morning, I don't remember, um, 16 hours ago. So yeah, yesterday we posted this announcement, and this is the main reason we have been going to Gamma. Thank you, Yana, for posting the link directly in the chat there. We are announcing, as of yesterday, a new product that the Forge has been working on for the past couple of years now, um, and it's called BGK, or Board Game Kit. So this is a new tool that we've been developing from scratch to basically work as a all-in-one tool for board game designers who want to create um, board game experiences, and it's meant to take them from the ideation all the way to the production. So from conceptualization of the game, setting up their components, what they look like, how they wanted them to work, creating their their board game essentially and guiding them through all of that process, then allowing them to uh, take it to the playtesting phase where they'll be able to share their game online with other players, playtest with them, see the results of the playtest, gather some statistics, figure out what works and what doesn't work, and then be able to take it to the next step, which would be manufacturing and things like that. So one of the things that many of you might have noticed is that we did release a few games on the Forge during the last year. First with the Holiday Solitaire, which was, I believe, in uh, uh, for Christmas 2024, so a little over a year ago now, we released this holiday solitaire game, which was a lot of fun, and it was a testing ground for BGK. Those games were not made just as one-off little games, but they were actually meant for us to test BGK, and they were made using BGK. So it is essentially a tool that allows the creation of these types of games, but a lot more as well, obviously. Um, but yeah, the last one we released, the Naughty and Nice holiday game, was our first one that added multiplayer capabilities into it. So as we're slowly as we're slowly evolving the feature set and working on various things in BGK, we were making games to showcase those capabilities and to also allow us to test and make sure that we're not building something that doesn't have any practical uses. So that's why we wanted to actually create some things and at the same time allow our users to um, benefit from the work that we've been doing behind the scenes. And so this is BGK. It is going now in a closed beta. We're looking for board game designers, people from the industry who would be interested in beta testing the app, and reach out to us. We've created this Build With Us email that you can reach out to us uh, to tell us that you want to join the beta essentially, and we'll get you set up with BGK and see what you can achieve with it and what you cannot achieve with it. Because whatever it is that you cannot do, we'll be able to tackle that gap and make BGK even more feature complete for everyone's use cases. So that's BGK. It's been about 2 years of work so far behind the scenes, and really excited to finally announce it to everyone out there. And I can't wait to see the kind of content that will be created with it and where we can take it. Um, yeah, that's it. Let me see if there's something else I wanted to specifically say about that. Um, Yeah, I think most of the information you'll need to join the beta or get a sneak preview of what BGK is and does is on the blog post right now. But yeah, um, giving you back Destiny the handle. So
Thank you.
there you go. Let me see. There you
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. So from there, yeah, we will be monitoring that email and we will be very responsive. So if any of you in here are board game designers or even want to get started with board game design, because that could be an interesting angle as well, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to see you try it out. And if you'd like to try it out, feel free to reach out to us to get access and we can help you get access to the software in question. Um,
go. Yeah, exactly. And
we
we
really wanted
will,
to.
if you have questions about it, all that, we'll have the Q&A session at the end of the live stream, so make sure you ask all of your questions.
Yep. We really want it to be something that um, anyone can use, even if we're designing it for board game designers, because there's a lot of people who could be board game designers someday, and we
Hmm.
want to see more cool board games in the world.
Yep. It always
Okay.
starts with just one idea, and then you take it to production, and then you realize that, hey, now you're a board game designer. All you had to do is follow up on that idea that you had, that you thought was really cool, and you just need to let the other people realize that it is a cool idea. Um, yeah.
All right. So let's move on to some Forge platform updates. Um, We don't have a lot, but I think the changes we've made are very impactful. The developers have recently gotten out an update to the compendium library. I foolishly forgot to import D&D Beyond content ahead of time for the live stream, but take my word for it, the new importer looks amazing. I wish I had it on tap. And it even includes a dark mode now. So for those of you who like dark mode, you now no longer have to burn your eyes in light mode. It also has an improved D&D Beyond importer flow and has been getting a lot of work in the back end under the hood to help prepare it for an upcoming UI overhaul, which the UI UX folks will be going into in a little bit. We've also been improving our CS procedures. People who have long-standing tickets or have had software issues might be noticing the Forge has taken a far more aggressive troubleshooting process. I'd like to thank the Forge development team, especially for their hard work there, as we have a new process for reporting user bugs and getting them triaged faster, better, and in a more easily monitored fashion. So while it's not overly exciting stuff, a lot of our work has been addressing long-standing bugs and issues that we're very glad to be seeing get fixed, especially for premium module installations, but also for other issues, obscure errors that users have sometimes gotten, and otherwise making sure that the problems get addressed better. Um, um, we've also started accelerating our tutorial videos. You might have seen a recent release of the user manager video. We will be getting them out faster. There's been an unfortunate holdup on them recently, but get excited for to see more soon for those of you who might be confused over certain functionalities on the website. But I think that's enough talking about topics that might be a little boring for some. So I want to pass it over to something more exciting. For those of you who use our website, you might notice that while I think our UI is generally pretty good, in a lot of cases it can be a little inconsistent and has some issues that would be glaring on larger platforms. Uh, and we like to strive towards excellence. So I'm very pleased to use this moment to transition to our UI, UX, and development team who have some interesting goals to show off. As let me bring it over to them for the UI overhaul.
Yeah. All right. And so
All
we'll
right.
introduce both Adrian and Andy here, who are part of our UX and UI team, and they'll be showing off some of the work that they've been working on.
Awesome. Great segue. Yeah, I guess maybe pulse check first. I'm sharing my screen and can you hear me okay?
I believe so,
First
yes.
time. All right. Hey all. Yeah, as mentioned, Adrian here, I guess recent addition to the team, about 6 or 7 months now. Um, yeah, we'll get into maybe deeper introductions in a moment. But yeah, UI, UX designer on the Forge, and excited to talk about what we're working on as of late. Pass it over to Andy.
Yeah, I joined shortly after Adrian, and I've been working on UI overhaul plus the recently announced project for a number of months. But yeah, this is just a teaser of what we're working on, and hopefully you guys will be receptive of it. I know that change sometimes sucks, but bear with us for a minute.
Well said. Yeah, another segue then. Uh, we have a third team member. Over to Tim.
Hey everyone, my name is Tim, also known as Wormesis. I've been involved in the Foundry ecosystem for some, I want to say, 3 years. I've been working with the Forge for a little over 2. Um, I'm thrilled that we get to finally show y'all some of the work we've been doing on the UI overhaul. It is something that I have been excited, trying to contain my excitement over it for a good long time.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, figured maybe some deeper introductions since it's our first live stream here. As mentioned, Adrian actually came from a bit of an artsy background. So I started in freelance illustration and animation. And then I moved to UI art, working on games, specifically Gameloft. I am in Toronto, Canada, and they were the first big game studio to open in the area. And yeah, that was a great experience that opened my eyes up to UX, which, believe it or not, was a new thing at the time. And you'll see a lot of goals and ideas there. But yeah, that really grabbed me. And since Gameloft, a mix of working on games, kids' games specifically, some kids' educational games at Prodigy, and some consulting for more enterprise clients as well. But yeah, I do love games. We were talking about Slay the Spire board game version just prior to this, but yeah, really excited for all the projects we're going to get to work on. Andy, anything you wanted to add?
I mean, to your introduction, I don't think so.
No,
You've done it
I
pretty
mean, you
well.
could, yeah.
But for my side, I have not as much experience, but I've been working for at least a decade now in games, mostly video games, and now I'm slowly leaving that behind and just centering on tabletop, which is proving to be a lot more fun and nicer. So yeah, I started as a 2D, 3D artist. I got my first job in a mobile startup, and from there, I had a very good UI UX sort of mentor, and I got the basics there. And from then on, I spent the last 4 or 5 years trying to focus on that. I worked in a number of indie projects mostly, and some very niche artsy projects. But yeah, that would be me. I did some freelancing every now and then, and very happy to be in the Forge. Now, Tim, I think that's your turn.
All right, going a little deeper. Yeah, so I've been working in front-end development primarily for the last, 15 years. No wonder I found some gray hairs in my beard. I've been all over various industries, from advertisement to healthcare, doing my best to bring people as good of user experiences as possible. Um, yeah, my favorite my favorite job has absolutely been this one, and I'm not saying that just because the company owner's on the call.
I can exit the call
All
if you want to
right.
be more honest. I don't know.
Yeah. We're live. Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, that was nice to hear. Even I maybe learned some things, but also worth calling out. We are an artsy bunch, and these are a sneak peek. So Andy mentioned that these are teasers today. You will see some visuals. Nothing set in stone. We definitely want to hear from all of you. But yeah, this is an example of some of the visuals that we're headed towards. All right. So I will attempt to move through the slide deck. It's three of us, very excited about a lot of things. So play it by ear. But yeah, pretty structured to start. Where what with this UI UX overhaul, as we're calling it, um, what are we touching within that roadmap? I guess. 6 things here, 5 that you might be particularly interested in. Of course, the Bazaar Marketplace, game management, storage and data assets, so managing those cloud files, website and brand. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about how that's evolving, and just onboarding experience in general, just for new users, making sure that they have a smoother introduction to maybe potentially some complicated flows. And we're also touching on internal team tools, nothing specific that we'll talk about in this slide deck, but as mentioned earlier, it's going to give more abilities to CS to fix any issues and things like that. And then moving to motivations, this is how we started the project. We noted down not only the areas we're touching, but just wanted to get a list of things that motivate us. Tim mentioned that we're all really excited, but we have a list of these that we have been referencing and going back to pretty often, even though it's work in progress. And you can see that we started it with that team collaboration between design and development. So an attempt at a breakdown here of what those pillars are. So more on the UI UX side, we have design systems, consistency was mentioned earlier. So these user interactions, really good now, but yeah, just making things clear and consistent through components. Accessibility standards we'll talk quite a bit about, and some stories there. And brand and visuals. Yeah, interesting note, especially in this talk, BGK being revealed has broadened that. So yeah, a lot of exciting things coming there. Tim, did you want to talk about anything on the right side before we get into details?
Yeah, certainly. To
Oh,
give
yeah,
a bit of a high level there, we're also hoping to streamline some things as far as like how the website works for you as well. Things like how you go about selecting, there we are, how you go about customizing the user interface to look the way you'd like it to look, how it works on the devices you would like to use, as well as how it functions for folks who may be differently abled. All things that I personally am really excited to bring to the Forge along with the rest of the team.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is where we get a little bit into the details, again, giving teasers here, how this is all coming together. So I'll just kick it off with a design system. Yeah, that was the core of my interview here. And one of the things we were most excited talking about, if you are familiar with design systems, it's something like this where it just maps out atoms into components, into larger patterns, again, for that consistency. And really, it impacts every one of those pillars you saw. So yeah, just a visual snapshot here. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in, but something like this maps out all the states, motion, responsiveness, and how all the pieces come together. To color
Color.
over, yes.
Yeah. So it's still something that we're working on because we're testing contrast and making sure that everything works together in the best user experience kind of way. I think in these past 7 months, I think we've changed the colors maybe 4 or 5 times, and we're still changing those because, I mean, it has to be flexible enough that everyone can use it to their cater to their needs. For example, if you see these are just 3 of the hues we've done. We've divided each color into different hues, just from dark to light, so it can work better on dark and light mode. And we've recently changed that, so you can see that some of them are not showing up in the best way, and we still have to fix that. But I mean, that's part of the process. We've been iterating for a bit, and there's a chunk of work done, and hopefully it will be to everyone's liking. But yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and then along those fronts, again, within a design system on the visual side, yeah, let's see if this works here. But yeah, some zoomed out examples of the handoff process. So a quick demo here of, you can see a lot of pieces coming together. So there's an example here of a module, and on the right, exploring all the bits and pieces for taking ideas of what an installation of a module could be. And yeah, you'll just see a lot of notes here. And then that comes together in something like this. Fingers crossed it works. So we're using tools like Figma right now to just visualize the installation process. So a lot of things going on here. Image going to grayscale that could support the contrast like Andy just mentioned. I don't think I can repeat it, unfortunately. But yeah, there was a progress bar there. And yeah, you may have noticed disabled state on buttons while things are installing, and an install tag and a visual confirmation when the process is complete. So yeah, all that to say a lot of pieces in exploring prototypes like that. Next slide, over to, oh, Andy on accessibility. And again, color.
Yeah, I was talking and I was muted. Sorry.
Okay.
So, I mean, already in the last slide, we saw that there are a lot of different colors in each tiny part of the module card. And that is something, I mean, it has taken us a little while because every time we choose a color, we choose a text height, we choose an icon size, all of that needs to be checked just to make sure that it's legible and usable in following a couple of not a couple, following some accessibility standards, web AA. I mean, it's a web page I have saved. It's just I always forget the uh
Yeah, certainly.
the
The
acronym.
WCAG, we're doing
Thank you.
2.1 AA standard, right?
AA standard,
Yep.
yeah.
Yes.
So that was it. It's W whatever W standard.
Yeah. Yes.
I already forgot. But yeah,
A lot
so
of acronyms there. Yeah.
sorry.
There's also APCA, just to add to the acronyms. That is something we're referencing. That's a newer accessibility system. But yeah, just showing some examples here of, while
Yeah,
we're exploring this, while Andy mentioned we are evolving those colors, it's something we revisit quite a bit for scenarios like this one here. So we kept that one intentionally where it shows us, hey, AAA, that is the very ideal that we're striving for, where AA is the minimum. But you know, in places where we can, we try to aim for AAA, but it's not going to happen across the board
yeah,
because we have to combine it with brand as well. So it's always a
yeah.
trade-off there. But yeah,
I mean, it has to be usable and it has to be pretty enough without
yeah,
without reversing to black and white all the time, because there's a lot of that
yeah,
worldwide.
absolutely, yes.
But I mean, as long as it works in grayscale, should be okay. And then just playing with high contrast as well. But
Yes,
that's
yeah.
mostly what we're trying to achieve. It's a balancing act, but hopefully everyone will enjoy it.
hmm Yeah, yeah, glad you mentioned high contrast mode as well, where, yeah, maybe we'll be able to get it to a point where it's a little more streamlined, reducing some of that brand niceness. Not going to turn it into black and white. Well, maybe, no promises, but yeah, that's something we're considering as well.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
mean, there's
Oh, sorry.
users that no, I mean, you can go ahead, don't worry.
Okay.
There's users that might benefit from having a little less color and overall noise in their UI UX. And I'm one of those that basically I don't have like all the app icons on my phone. I just have a list because otherwise I forget things all the time. This might make things easier.
Mhm.
But yeah, then off to Adrian.
So just some examples of color blindness here. I'm far from an expert, but we are trying to loop that in as well. So just give an example of the sales banner in this case, where default view in light and dark mode are on the left here, and just showing how different and wide of a spectrum, which I was surprised myself, uh, for color blindness, how much it can change saturated elements like that. Um, Definitely an impact on accessibility, like we just saw that Andy mentioned, but also has an impact on I guess brand, or with an on sale tag in particular, we want to get across being excited about something that might be a deep discount, but with certain color blindness, that would potentially dull that down. So we're keeping that in mind as well, trying to balance that. And Tim, did you have anything to add on color blindness from your perspective?
Not color blindness specifically, though I
Okay.
did want to add that another thing that we are working toward is one of the lesser known issues in like web design is the idea that sometimes even small animations can make folks motion sick. So that is something we are trying to accommodate for as well. Is um, not some trying to make sure that people are as comfortable as possible using the Forge.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, I was going to try and repeat that motion since you mentioned it, but yeah, that is something we're considering. Absolutely. Um, right. And I tried for a slow transition there, maybe a little too slow, but yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, still with you on this one on accessibility from a technical perspective.
Yeah, certainly. So there are a lot of tools we can use on the web to make it more accessible, um, not only for sighted folks, but folks who also use tools like assistive tools like screen readers and whatnot. Um, so there are a lot of very down in the weeds things I can tell you about what goes into accessibility. A lot of it boils down to use the web for what it was made for: content, content, content. Um, a lot of this involves making sure that images, for example, have some means for us to explain, like, hey, this is what this image is. Um, a lot of it also comes down to, hey, if you have a button that just has an icon, you need to have some way to tell assistive technology what this button is meant to convey, as well as what it should do when you interact with it. Is this button currently doing something? Um, in addition, one of the another big thing is making certain that a user is able to use their, pull it out here real quick, their keyboard to interact with the site as well. Oh, sorry if I held that up a little too quickly here. I'll throw it up again. Yeah. So the making the site operable with a keyboard is something that we are paying a lot of attention to, and part of that is showing you where you are on the page, um, through obviously indicating browser states, browser focus state. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So, and just a visual example here of how we're this is from Figma, still using the same contrast tools to try and outline the order of things. Some of them are pretty natural left to right, pretty simple example here. But in other cases with more complex UI, when you're tabbing across the screen at different contexts, yeah, you really have to map it out. So we're making sure we do that. Um, all right, if nothing more to add on that one, branding and visuals, a very
Yeah.
dark and mysterious screen. Yeah, over to you, Andy.
Yeah. I mean, in all fairness, I have to say that even though I made some choices, the layout on that image is mostly Adrian. Like, you give him a stick and a stone and he builds a robot. It's amazing.
Oh, you pinned my name on it. Great. Yeah.
I mean, because it's really good. Like, you, I don't know. I'm a big fan, but what we're trying to keep is the Forge's authenticity when thinking new visuals and new ways of perceiving the Forge. We don't want to change the community aspect of it. We just want to clean it up a little bit because I mean I think you've been using the same visuals for a number of years, and as any any kind of thing that you might use often, every now and then you spruce it up a little bit, and hopefully it's for the better. At least that's what we're working very hard for. And this is why we're also changing branding and visuals a little bit. But just know that we're trying to keep as many things as possible while
Mhm.
being very aware that some things need to change, some things maybe don't need to change.
Yep.
But yeah.
Well said. Yep. Yep. Always a delicate balance, but more on that front. So,
Oh, definitely.
all right. Yeah, I think this is a technical one again. Over to Tim on modes and themes.
Yeah, certainly. I do want to let the sketchy joke just kind of sit there for a second. Okay, good. Yeah, so something we're trying to implement is I'm sure y'all have noticed that there are a lot of themes on offer with the Forge currently. One of the concerns we've had, both as far as like development goes, as well as just general usability, is that not all themes are made equal. So part of our redesign and development efforts have been invested into trying to create a light and dark mode for a, I suppose, default and high contrast view. Um, we are so that means that that whole drop down of all of the options are going away. You'll simply
Mhm.
have our default and high contrast themes now.
Yes. Yep, that is true. Yeah, I think to me it's similar to that brand talk where really fun ideas here. And it's not really that we want to get rid of them. Well, maybe it all depends on your mindset. But themes and modes will still exist. That is the intention. But they're going to integrate in maybe a slightly different way where, at least today, if you ask me, modes will be a lot stronger in terms of accessibility and everything we just talked about. And themes may be a little more subtle. But yeah, again, another balancing act. Yeah. And sketchy here in particular. Anything to add on that? Or just move on?
Goodbye, I will not miss you.
Okay.
Sketchy is the best theme. There's nothing else to say about it.
It has
It's
a
the
charm
most
to it. Yeah.
accessible. It's the most beautiful.
Yeah, you got the contrast down. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, and getting into those specific features that we're digging into. Again, some blurry visuals here, very work in progress. But yeah, Marketplace, just wanted to mention what we're striving for. Top three, finding what you need faster. That can and will mean a lot of different things. Search, filters, keywords, and how those interact is how I'll put it right now. Saving things you're most interested in. I won't necessarily say that's a bookmarking feature, but ways to do that is something we're talking about. And discovering unique adventure content you haven't considered yet, might not even know about, is something we're exploring as well with the marketplace. And again, blurry visual here of product details. yeah, one thing I wanted to mention here, I'm restructuring this page right now. That's why there's no details, but wanted to represent creators and what is important for them, particularly in a details page. Um, and then the marketplace itself, this is taken from a Figma prototype we did earlier. But yeah, just giving a sneak peek on the things we're exploring with search and organizing quite a bit of information there in different platforms. Over to game management.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we're trying to make things better, your games, and which for you would be My Foundry, My Games. We're changing names a little bit, but it's not very far off. It's still very close to home. And I think I'm muted again.
No,
Oh
you're good.
no. Thank you. Thank God. Okay. Yeah. So basically, um, we wanted to bring the games that you have at the front line, which means that having one card in the middle is nice, but what if, depending on how many games you have, the cards change a little bit, Thinking about what other stores might do with games, Epic, Steam, that sort of thing, and just trying to get you familiar with things at the same time that we're keeping the things that are useful to Forge. So clear information from each game and the states that they're in, organized it in a way that might be easier for the user to find, and just making sure that you know that what's most important here is that you get to play your game seamlessly. But yeah, that's mostly what we're striving for. Oh, and new
Right.
default images. Very similar to what we have, just variation.
Nice. Right. Okay, quick time check. Ooh, taken up quite a bit. Yeah, maybe, yeah, how are we doing on time? I don't have an eye on the chat, but there's a few more things we can throw off or wrap it up.
Good question. I haven't seen anyone complain that they're bored yet, so
Okay,
keep going for now.
that's all right. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, hopefully I'm sharing my entire screen. But yeah, this is maybe hopefully doesn't turn to, oh, this is boring. It's interesting to me, but design tools and how we're exploring things. So a couple of quick demos. Uh, Responsiveness, for example, mentioned earlier. Yeah, Figma is a tool that can give a lot of great details of UI elements, but doesn't really bring it all together like this. For example, we were looking at the navigation header the other day on different devices. So you have a web or a desktop view here, going down subtle differences in this case to maybe a smaller screen or a tablet size. You could see exploring maybe dropping some wording, just keeping the logo and reducing font size in cases like that. And then moving to phone view, for example. Again, just a prototype, but opening a mobile menu as an overlay instead of the navigation header has all the same content, just that you can move back and forth easily with your thumb. And trying to add some neat motion is there whenever we can. And quickly on the marketplace side, so again, just an example of issues unique to this marketplace. For example, a lot of creator content and really, I think, really cool approach where you could see the creator supplied images are blurred in the background to fill up that container so we don't have blank space. We have less control on what turned out to be a variety of aspect ratios, and these cards have to work for everything. Um, but in these more dynamic prototypes, it allowed us to see certain situations, my screen right now isn't that wide, but you could see if this happened to go wider than it is now, what would that look like? And even helped us shake out some issues such as when I hover on it, we have these status warnings. If these were any wider, the message itself would start to move away from the image. So that gave us context, I guess, to explore different solutions. And of course, seeing it in mobile size, as mentioned, and all sorts of grid formats. So you can just move it rapidly back and forth, which I think is fun. I like doing that stuff. Um, Back to the slide over here. And yeah, okay. So we're starting to wrap up here. Anything that we missed for the team before we share the link? I feel like I hammered a lot.
Nothing
I
on
can
tech
go
side.
back.
I'm really thankful that you did.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks everyone for hanging in there. And yeah, to wrap it up, we do have a survey link that we'll be adding to chat as well. Let's see here.
Oh, let me
Oh,
check.
hopefully you could see that. Yeah. We would love to stay in touch if you saw anything today that you're excited about or concerned about. We are hoping over the next couple of months, according to the current roadmap, maybe we can squeeze in some scrappy user testing. Promise we will be respectful of everyone's time and it won't be exhaustive necessarily. We can work with any time you have available. But yeah, we would love to stay in touch and hear your thoughts on that.
Please.
Yeah. And yeah, questions or comments or back to the hosts.
Let's check the chat. I think there was
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, thank you.
It can be really exhausting, but yeah,
Yeah.
it
Right.
doesn't seem like people have questions.
Yeah, we'll have a Q&A session towards the end anyway, so if
Oh,
someone
okay.
Got it.
didn't ask a question, then they will still have the chance to do that later.
All
But
right.
yeah,
Perfect.
we are nearly wrapping up. We do have a couple more things we wanted to talk about. Um, so first of all, thank you very much to all three of you, all four as well actually, including Destiny. Um, and I really enjoyed presenting yourselves as well because we don't really take the time to present the team necessarily. So I think this was really cool. And speaking of, I do want to take this opportunity to mention also that as of yesterday, we have hired our second DevOps. Germano has joined the team. And so that role that we had open is now closed for the DevOps role. We are still looking, I believe, for one software developer role. And yeah, I don't remember exactly when it was, but we also did hire a QA recently. But I think that was already mentioned in last month's live stream. But yeah, Albert joined us as a QA, and Germano joined us as a DevOps. And yeah, the team keeps growing, and I'm happy to see that. And I can't speak anymore because of my nose getting closed up, so I'll hand it over to Destiny again.
Thank you, Eunice. So yeah, just a brief mention before we move on. You might have seen that we've had some recent Valentine's Day events as well as some International GM Day events. So that's pretty cool, and I heavily advise that people follow us on our various socials in order to keep track of events. As usual, we'll link the socials at the end of the live stream. I would also remind people that we now have a news and blogs notifications channel on our website. And if you look in the corner of the website as you're on it, in fact, let me pull it up real quick and go ahead and screen share. Uh, this is it, yes. All right. You'll notice that there is several announcements and notifications here, and you can sign up for various notification channels, including the news and blog channel. We would recommend signing up for that if you're interested in keeping track of what is happening with the Forge. All right. Now, I'm going to do my usual Bazaar showcase. But before we do, we will need to set up the live stream.
The giveaway, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I think I forgot to start the giveaway. I need to. My bad. Hold on for a second. There we go. Oh, yes. This is a perfect opportunity while I struggle to get in to remind everyone that we are still recruiting for a backend developer for the Forge. We have a few good candidates that we are interviewing, but the position is not technically filled. If you are a back-end software developer with some experience, especially in web development, please feel free to reach out to us via jobs@forge-vtt.com. We welcome anyone in the community, and would love to hire some Forge fans to take part. Okay, and with that, let's go ahead and announce the giveaway is active. You can sign up. You can sign up for the giveaway by typing #giveaway in chat, and if you are drawn as the winner, you will win a $20 gift card. All right. So today we will be showcasing the following packages, which are two of them. There were unfortunate technical issues with the third package, I'm afraid to say, but here are the packages we are showcasing today. All right, let's start first with the the map. So you might notice a very cool map here. This is the bridge map. It is by Angela Maps and is meant to be a sci-fi themed map. You can see a lot of cool electronics, a very wide monitor. I think this is the monitor that Eunice has in his own home office. And
Almost.
here's
Almost.
here's some second monitors that I assume he has as like his side monitors in his home office. You can even see space flying through. I think that there are far too few sci-fi maps on in the TTRPG space, and I always love seeing more. You can see that there's a captain's chair, there's various captain seats, there's various crew seats, and just in general, it'd be great. I immediately see this as maybe a good scene as like a sci-fi mystery thing, or even like a open invasion a la Star Trek, when the aliens are swarming on board the ship. Only instead of carefully thinking out your actions, I assume the players kill everyone in sight, because TTRPG players are psychopaths.
I just want to
Um,
point out something to the people watching. The colors seem to be slightly washed out. I believe that's because of Destiny's HDR monitor settings, but I'm sure that the actual images are a lot more vibrant than how they appear currently
yeah,
too.
yeah. I have HDR disabled on one monitor, but it always turns back on another monitor, and it severely messes with any kind of live streaming I do. It's an ongoing issue that I have not been able to fix, unfortunately. I have a work laptop that I need to finish setting up for live streams and showcases to properly fix that. But anyway, um, if you can see through the washed out stuff, washed out colors from the live stream, you can see that there's some pretty cool stuff here. As I said before, this is the Bridge map pack by Angela Maps, and she even has alternate colors that you can use. For instance, here's a more blue themed one that's a lot more, I think, neutral looking, which is nice. Has some more limited seating if you want to run it as like a smaller ship people are on, with less characters, with the same fun animations and the like on the monitors and the side ports. Now, the other package I wanted to show off was the Under Darkness Volume 1 token package by Dumb Human Drawn. He's a very skilled token creator, and as you can see here, he's got a few good juicy tokens. You can see there's this thing here that is called a. You can see that this is some Cyclops art that he has different colorations for. I've set it up with wildcard tokens so you can drag it out and it randomizes between the different art and color variants that the Cyclops have, and which I think is just really cool. The art is super intricate. It scales well, and as you can see here, it's very good for rotating on a map to add to realism. Um, what I really like about it is I use a lot of Forgotten Adventures maps, and the art style fits it well without blending in extremely closely, which helps with the visibility of the tokens. You can see there's some more Lizardman art over here that they have, and we can even go in here and you can see that there's just a full gamut of stuff. There's there's just a rock of rocks here. There's various rats. It's meant to be a lot of underground creatures that you'd encounter, and they're very fun. There's even some like oil puddles that are like sticky, so like spider webs that are like maybe oily. Maybe your players can blow them up. It's just a good assortment of art for if you're running Underdark, or maybe if you want to run something a little more demonic. I could see these guys as invading a ship like what was that one sci-fi horror movie? I think it was called. What was? Does anyone in the call remember what that movie was called?
I'm not sure which one.
The only sci-fi horror movie that comes to mind is Event Horizon. Well, that
Yes,
isn't Aliens.
yes. You could
Oh,
use
nice.
Event Horizon. You could use you could run an Event Horizon
There's a lot
like
of those.
story with these creepy monsters, and suddenly this like dream ship that looks straight out of Star Trek could turn into a horrific nightmare. Um, when you're in space, no one can hear you going to hell, I guess. Um, I love Dummy Human Drawn's art, and I love Angela Mapp's art. So I definitely recommend it. That's all that we'll be showcasing for the Bazaar showcase, but I did want to um, but we do want to do the drawing now. So let me go ahead and see who the winner is. This is your last chance to sign up if you wanted to try to win the giveaway. I'll give you another few seconds.
Yeah. For anyone who hasn't yet and wants to participate, put hashtag giveaway into the chat to be entered into the upcoming drawing. Well, upcoming in a few more seconds.
Not seeing anyone else signing up. Going once, going twice, going thrice, going whatever the variable for is, and sold. Let's go ahead and draw. All right, all right. I have drawn. Oh, it should be announced.
Post in chat.
Artifision. Congratulations, Artifision. Congratulations on winning the giveaway. I will private message you with the gift card code. And with that, that is the end for my work today. However, that doesn't mean the live stream is over. We'll be doing one more thing before the live stream comes to an end, and that is opening everything up to questions and answers. So in that case, I'll pass it over to Eunice, and thank you very much for allowing me to showcase today.
Hey, thank you. All right, let's go to the Q&A scene, which actually just is my camera. So maybe I want to stay with the Discord scene if there's questions for the other people. So I'll go back to the Discord scene instead. There you go. All right, Q&A. Who has questions? Right. So let's see. No questions so far. So first of all, while we're waiting for questions, I just want to thank everyone who participated. Again, thanks Adrian, Andy, Tim, and Destiny, Leon. Um, and I have to say, I really enjoyed this live stream personally. I didn't have to do much. It was not as stressful as usual. Um, but yeah, it was nice to see this kind of different dynamic from the usual live streams that we usually do. Um, does nobody have any questions? Well, interestingly,
So
it sounds like nobody has questions. Yeah,
none
Tim.
of you want to hear me go on a 5 or 10 minute long rant about the technology for the UI overhaul? No, no takers. Okay.
Yeah, there's a request for 20 minutes though.
Challenge.
All right. Well, if there are no questions, in that case, I guess we can end the live stream. Um, and thank you everyone for coming, for participating. Thank you in advance for anyone who will be answering the um, UI overhaul user feedback form that Adrian shared the link to earlier. And I hope everyone is excited about the BGK announcements, and we'll get some board game designers to join the beta soon and see what kind of feedback you have for us. All right. Thanks, and follow us on our social media. Yena just posted the links to that on the chat, and see you hopefully soon, next month probably, or maybe even less time than that. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Cheers, and have a
everyone.
great week.
Thank
Was fun.
you. Have a good one.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Have a good
Bye.
one. Bye.
Bye.